It's interesting because when I think about what is the good life, what is a simple, happy life, I realise just how much of my life I have been pursuing the opposite. I was a very successful, well, I guess still am a very successful entrepreneur. I've lived a good life. I've lived in huge houses, had cars, travelled all around the world, first class. Have the very best life has to offer. Yet the irony is, when I think about the happiest times in my life, without question, they have nothing to do with those materialistic areas. It's all to do with moments with my family, moments with my friends, moments in nature, moments being creative, whether it be writing or reading, listening to Beethoven, watching my favourite movie, Groundhog Day, which I even wrote a book about and deals with many of these areas. It's very simple things, and sometimes those moments are fleeting, yet it often seems that there's this parallel universe that's just on the other side of me, and sometimes I can touch it and feel it, then other times maybe most of the time, I'm sucked back into the habitual chase that we're all involved in, the chase to be successful and get more and more. But as I get older and as I learn more and more about the damage of the material way of living, and the search for power, the lust for status, it's absolutely clear to me that we just have to change, and I have to change it. All of us have to change. And the great news is that life could be better when we do change. This is not about wearing a hair shirt. This is not about suffering. It's not about loss. It's actually about gaining our true selves, and that's what is most exciting. Yes, it's scary because you're letting go of so much of who you are. So much of our identity is based on the work we do, what we own, our status. And I think to let go feels like a risk, but I know that on the other side it's so much better. And I think all of us are facing this conflict throughout our life. Which way are we going to be pulled? And right now in this recession, there's a chance for us to collectively work together to create a society, create a lifestyle, and a set of beliefs that really brings out that better side of us, that really brings out that more spiritual side of us. And when Maslow wrote about the concept of self-actualization, which I still think is incredibly powerful, it had nothing to do with what car you drove. It had nothing to do with the house you lived in or what clothes you wore. It was all to do with finding meaning through being in the moment, through the quality of what you do, through serving others, through being spontaneous, through being creative, all things which cost nothing. And I think we need to go back and reread Maslow. We need to go back and study Buddha again, because all the clues are throughout history. And the great thing about positive psychology is it's bringing all what was wisdom, what was anecdotal, is giving it real teeth, giving it real evidence that this is the way we could live and we should live.